really thinks that us, the consumers, really don't know what we are buying into. See, they are making some pretty significant changes, and Ford's CEO Jim Farley just shook things up with some blunt revelations at the Aspen Ideas Festival. We all know that the current market is so volatile and they are struggling, so this change was inevitable. But the thing that has got everyone talking and some even mad is their plan. Let me explain. What's happening? Well, in a recent announcement, Jim Farley talked about how he wants us to rekindle our passion for smaller cars. This is his opening gambit at the announcement, but it's kind of ironic though, since Ford doesn't have that many small cars in its lineup right now. So why is he saying this? Well, Farley says that smaller cars are easier to make, but here is the thing. This decision has so many other implications behind it. Focusing on small cars is just the surface. Beneath all of this commotion is the real reason why this is happening, and you guessed it, it is all about that sweet, sweet green. And you know that when money is involved, it almost never ends well. And this is the thing that is exactly causing a lot of talk. You see, this isn't just a random whim. The changes he's talking about have massive consequences, affecting everything from how we purchase vehicles to what options are available on the lot, and even how we operate them. So I know you are dying to know about all of these implications. I mean, what are the consequences exactly, right? And how will it affect us? Well, it is a lot to unpack. So let's start with the first thing that started all of this. What's the big motivator? We know profit drives corporate decisions, right? And you're probably thinking those muscle-bound trucks and SUVs are Ford's golden geese. Well, think again. Farley is dropping truth bombs left and right, highlighting that the profit margins we used to count on simply won't hold water in the electric era. What's the problem, you ask? It all comes down to those notorious and expensive batteries. Farley even went so far as to declare, big, enormous EVs are never going to make money. Moreover, the consumer demand for EVs has not kept pace with initial projections, resulting in lower sales volumes and increased pricing pressures throughout the industry. In fact, Ford experienced an eye-watering 84% drop in revenue from its EV segment year over year for the first quarter of 2024. This stark reality exemplifies the difficulties manufacturers face when trying to sell these vehicles at prices that can retain profitability. Yet, Ford is fully convinced that the future is electric. They're not just dipping their toes, they're diving in. And when it comes to electric cars, bigger isn't necessarily better. Those gigantic vehicles come with hefty weight and high costs, creating significant production challenges. And right now, the automotive industry is currently navigating a crucial juncture, especially regarding the profitability of electric vehicles. Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, has candidly highlighted the monumental hurdles stemming from the soaring costs linked to larger EV battery packs. These battery packs are vital for the operation of the bigger vehicles that currently dominate the market. To put things into perspective, some eye-opening financial statistics reveal that in the first quarter of 2024, Ford faced an astounding loss of $132,000 for every single EV sold. This stark reality underscores the pressing need for a strategic pivot toward producing smaller, more budget-friendly models to secure future profitability. And when we take a closer look at the costs associated with large EV battery packs, it becomes clear that financial strain is a major obstacle facing automakers. Farley has pointed out that the price tag for a single battery pack can soar to $50,000 or more, even if manufacturers choose to use more economical lithium iron phosphate chemistry. This hefty expense represents a significant barrier to achieving profitability, especially since the battery pack is, without a doubt, the most costly element of any EV. To add some context, the battery for Ford's F-150 Lightning, one of the electric pickup trucks currently gaining popularity, can have a price range between $30,000 and $40,000. That's a considerable chunk of change that fundamentally influences the overall pricing strategy for these vehicles. And on top of all this, the market dynamics introduces another layer of complexity to the profitability challenge surrounding large EVs. Even though there's an increasing interest in electric vehicles among consumers, many are hesitant to pay premium prices for EVs compared to traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. Plus, Farley mentions that the cost structure for ICE vehicles is significantly more favorable. Their drivetrains typically incur only about 10% of the expenses associated with equivalent EV drivetrains. This glaring disparity complicates the ability for automakers to recuperate the steep costs tied to EV production, especially for more massive models. Another challenge is the lack of economies of scale in the automotive industry. There hasn't been enough progress towards achieving the economies of scale needed to make substantial reductions in battery production costs. While notable brands like Tesla have made significant advances in this area, many traditional automotive players, including Ford, are still striving to improve production efficiencies and bring costs down. Without achieving those economies of scale, battery production costs remain high, thereby exerting additional pressure on profit margins. So what's the solution? First up is the focus on creating smaller, more affordable EVs. This is not just some publicity stunt. Ford has plans in motion to introduce a new electric vehicle priced around $30,000. This model is not just a whimsical idea. It's projected to be profitable within about 2.5 years. This pricing strategy aims to attract consumers who are increasingly looking for budget-friendly options without wanting to compromise on quality or technology. Given the current market trends, targeting this specific price point allows Ford to capture a hefty slice of the budget segment, which is expected to experience the most significant growth in the coming years. And when it comes to cost reduction initiatives, optimizing battery production stands as a primary focus, and Ford is realigning its battery sourcing strategy. The goal: maximize capacity utilization to keep expenses in check. The company is investing heavily in new battery technologies. These aren't just buzzwords, they represent a promise to significantly drop production costs. With advancements in battery chemistry and cutting-edge production methods at the forefront, the expected savings can be substantial and eventually passed on to consumers, thus making EVs even more attractive. In addition, Ford has kicked off the development of a flexible EV platform designed to accommodate a range of vehicle types. This specialized team working on the platform is all about maximizing production efficiency and trimming costs. By rolling out a versatile framework, Ford can offer a diversified lineup of smaller vehicles that tick the boxes for both consumer demand and profitability. But Ford isn't stopping there. The company is also streamlining operations within its EV segment. Recognizing that expectations for EV adoption rates can shift, Ford is strategically focused on trimming costs to align with revised forecasts. This initiative includes delaying the launch of certain models until they can be outfitted with the latest and greatest battery technologies. This not only refines cost efficiency, but also enhances overall vehicle performance, an approach that keeps customer satisfaction high and promotes long-term loyalty. Essentially, Ford is revamping its entire strategy in the EV market, honing in on smaller models, ramping up efficiency, and ultimately delivering products that meet the evolving desires of consumers. The efforts are poised to reshape Ford's place in the electric vehicle landscape, making it more formidable as time goes on. Through these calculated moves, the Ford team is determined to ride the wave of change and emerge successful in the rapidly transforming automotive world. How will these strategies pan out? Will it work? Well, as the company works to redefine its approach in the growing EV market, it faces several key challenges that need careful consideration. And in order to overcome them, Ford is implementing one key tactic. Let's break it down. The first thing is copying what worked. You see, the entry-level option to join the Tesla family is the 2024 Tesla Model 3, particularly the rear-wheel drive trim. This exciting ride kicks off at a reasonable $38,990. But if you decide to buy this thing, Uncle Sam could give your bank account a hefty boost. Depending on your specific circumstances, there's a chance you could snag up to $7,500 in federal tax credits. That's right, we're talking about a whopping $7,500 off your total bill. But wait, there's more to make your wallet do a celebratory jig. Tesla has been running some lucrative promotions that might knock up to $8,000 off the price of a brand new Tesla. Can you believe it? That puts it below that sweet $30,000 threshold that Jim Farley has been buzzing about. So it is no wonder that Ford is trying to copy Tesla. But let's talk about what really makes this Model 3 a showstopper. Range anxiety, toss that worry out the window. The base rear-wheel Model 3 offers an impressive 272 miles of travel on a single charge. Imagine that, it's like cruising from the bustling streets of New York City all the way to Washington, D.C. and still having enough juice left for some epic sightseeing. But perhaps you're someone who craves more distance, like literally taking the long route. Fear not, the long-range model boasts a remarkable range of around 341 miles. That's akin to embarking on a scenic drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco with plenty of energy to spare for those Instagrammable moments along the way. And if you're a speed enthusiast longing for a thrilling rush, the performance model is here to deliver. With its advanced features and mind-blowing acceleration, it's like strapping yourself into a roller coaster, a wild ride you won't forget. And on the tech front, Tesla completely sets the bar high. Every variant of the Model 3, regardless of which trim you choose, comes packed with Tesla's autopilot semi-autonomous driving system. Think of it like having your very own chauffeur, without the tuxedo and bowler hat, of course. And let's not overlook comfort. It's seriously a priority here. You'll find heated and ventilated front seats included as standard, ensuring you're snug and relaxed no matter if it's a chilly or steamy day. And how could we overlook Tesla's secret weapon, the supercharger network? Say goodbye to those nagging thoughts about running low on battery. Doesn't that sound absolutely fantastic? So add all of this and it is clear that they are the king of this segment, and that became even more clearer thanks to something called price war. The ongoing price war in the electric vehicle market led by Tesla is shaking up the automotive world, significantly affecting profit margins for companies like Ford, along with a host of other automakers. This intense situation is marked by aggressive price cuts, heightened competition, and changing consumer tastes, creating a tough environment for both established players and new entrants eager to make their mark in the EV sector. It all kicked off in China, where manufacturers began slicing prices in a bid to bolster demand amidst a market that was quickly becoming oversaturated. What started as a regional phenomenon has now gone global, rippling through major markets such as the United States and Europe. Reports indicate that EV makers have slashed prices by around 20% across these key markets, shifting the competitive landscape dramatically. And Tesla, well, the company has made headlines by implementing multiple price reductions on popular models like the Model Y and Model 3, all in an effort to hold onto its market share as competition heats up from brands like BYD and NIO. This competitive maneuvering has left other automakers, including Ford, scrambling to rethink their own pricing strategies if they want to stand a chance in this cutthroat game. Now, let's focus on what this all means for Ford's profit margins. The company's electric vehicle division, known as Model E, is feeling the pain of this price war particularly hard. In 2023 alone, this division reported a staggering net loss of about $4.7 billion, and projections suggest that losses could swell to between $5 billion and $5.5 billion in 2024. A big chunk of these losses can be pinned down to high production costs paired with the necessity to lower prices to remain relevant and competitive in this fast-paced market environment. John Lawler, Ford's chief financial officer, shed some light on the financial pressures at play. He disclosed that the company's adjusted operating profit could be roughly 50% higher if not for the strain stemming from selling models like the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning, all while pouring resources into developing the next generation of electric vehicles. This balancing act between investing for the future and dealing with immediate market challenges has created a tangled financial web for Ford. Looking beyond Ford, it's clear that this price war isn't solely a problem for one automaker. It's creating ripples throughout the entire automotive industry. Companies that have historically focused on internal combustion engines but are now transitioning to electric models are struggling to keep profits afloat. The high costs tied to battery production, compounded by the obligation to offer competitive pricing, have resulted in significant profit margin erosion for almost everyone involved in the space. So, what's the ultimate takeaway from all this? What's the magic formula behind Tesla? How is it that they, yes, only they, can provide such an extraordinary offering? Well, the answer is simple, and it revolves around one main concept. Let me dissect it for you. Customers are always first. Tesla is shaking up the electric vehicle market with its innovative direct-to-consumer sales model, proving to be a game changer during the ongoing price wars. This approach not only enhances the buying experience, but also positions Tesla strongly against competitors and makes their customers happy. By selling vehicles directly via its website and showrooms, Tesla bypasses the conventional dealership model completely. This means no more intermediaries getting in the way, allowing Tesla to streamline the purchasing process significantly. Reducing these extra costs means they can offer lower prices to customers, making Tesla's offerings even more appealing compared to traditional automakers who still rely on those middlemen. And let's not forget about cost management. By cutting out dealership commissions and fees, Tesla has lower customer acquisition costs. This financial flexibility translates into reduced prices for consumers. As competition heats up, these lower price points make Tesla vehicles even more attractive to potential buyers looking for quality EVs without breaking the bank. And as if this is not enough, inventory management is also streamlined through the direct-to-consumer model. This approach allows Tesla to handle its inventory more effectively, minimizing the overhead costs typically associated with maintaining a dealership network. The result? Improved pricing strategies and an uptick in profitability, giving Tesla yet another advantage in this cutthroat market. And there is something called dynamic pricing strategy, which gives the company the edge it needs to adapt quickly to market conditions. The flexibility to adjust prices frequently is a huge advantage. For instance, just look at early 2023 when Tesla slashed prices a staggering 6 times in merely 4 months. That's some serious responsiveness. This dynamic pricing enables Tesla to stay on top of competitive pressures and meets the demands of consumers effectively, which is crucial for maintaining market share during these price wars. So when we consider market alignment, Tesla really shines. The company tracks the average pricing trends in its segment, ensuring its cars remain competitively priced. This constant vigilance allows Tesla to draw in price-sensitive customers while simultaneously maximizing revenue opportunities. It's a win-win situation that keeps customers engaged and loyal. Plus, the direct-to-consumer approach has completely streamlined the buying process for customers. Gone are the days of awkward haggling and drawn-out negotiations typically found at traditional dealerships. Tesla's purchasing journey is transparent and straightforward, with many buyers claiming that getting their Tesla was the easiest significant purchase they've ever made. That says a lot. Moreover, direct sales enable Tesla to cultivate stronger relationships with customers. By selling directly, they can gather valuable customer data, allowing them to craft personalized experiences and services. This intimate connection fosters customer loyalty and satisfaction, a hallmark of Tesla's appeal. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is one more reason and secret that Tesla uses to dominate the market: long-term monetization. You see, Tesla can offer as much as price cuts they want because they will make it back one way or the other, and they use a web of softwares to do this. And trust me when I say, they're exploiting this resource like there's no tomorrow in an effort to balance the massive price cuts they're making with their new electric vehicles. But don't get it twisted, Tesla isn't the only player in this game. Now, Ford is on it. Just imagine cruising down the highway in a sleek, brand new vehicle from one of the big names. Ford, Nissan, Chrysler, Subaru, or even Mercedes. Doesn't that make you feel a little thrill? But hold on to your hats because there's a twist in this tale, and it's wrapped up in some seriously advanced software that's stirring quite a bit of drama. We're talking next level stuff here. A web of software so complex, it's got dealerships grinning like they've just won the lottery. Why? Because they've stumbled upon the ultimate power play. These car companies have essentially slapped high-tech handcuffs on you and your wheels. Need an oil change? Weird noise under the hood? You're headed straight back to the dealership. It's like they've installed a homing beacon in your ride that always points to their service center. But what about your trusty local mechanic? You know, the one who's been fixing cars since before you could spell carburetor. Well, they're in for a rough ride. Unless they're willing to shell out big bucks for these top secret software packages. They're left twiddling their thumbs while your car sits there, laughing at them. And if they do bite the bullet and invest, spoiler alert, those costs are coming straight out of your pocket, making your repair bills look more like mortgage payments. It's not just about the money though. This sneaky tech integration is reshaping the entire industry landscape. Small repair shops are feeling the squeeze, and the message couldn't be clearer. Fewer repair options for you means more cash for the big guys. It's like they're playing Monopoly with your wallet, and guess who's winning? So, what's the end game here? Simple. In a world where prices are through the roof and your choices are shrinking fast, both you and your favorite local mechanic are left scratching your heads, wondering where all the repair freedom went. These proprietary systems are locked down tighter than a drum. Want to tweak something or update the system? Good luck with that unless you're on the company payroll. And you best believe the automakers are loving every second of it. They've turned tech into their personal bouncer, making sure that when your car throws a tantrum, you've got no choice but to come crawling back to them. Why are they pulling this stunt? Well, when companies start seeing red in their ledgers, they get creative, and not always in a good way. These auto giants are flexing hard, using their monopoly on repairs to set prices that'd make your eyes water. Plus, with all that high-tech mumbo-jumbo under the hood, they can justify charging an arm and a leg, claiming only their certified techs can keep your ride purring like a kitten. Those proprietary programs and unique parts, they're not just for show, they're carefully crafted to make their vehicles look like the Swiss Army knives of the road. Complex, multifaceted, and worth every penny of those eye-watering repair bills. And don't think for a second they're going to ease up. When it comes to money, these companies play hardball. So what's next in this high-stakes game of automotive cat and mouse? How will independent mechanics adapt to survive? And most importantly, what does all this mean for you, the everyday driver just trying to keep your wheels on the road without breaking the bank? What now? Now, you might be thinking, surely the government's gonna step in and sort this mess out? Well, they're trying, but these auto giants have more moves than a chess grandmaster when it comes to fighting back. They're not about to let go of their golden goose without a fight. Welcome to the wild world of the right to repair movement. Ever had your phone screen crack or your car make that odd noise? The right to repair movement wants to empower you to fix these things yourself or decide who gets to handle your precious tech. Say goodbye to crawling back to the manufacturer with a heavy heart and an even heavier wallet. In 2012, Massachusetts decided to spice things up. They passed a law telling car manufacturers that they need to share their repair secrets. It was like opening a treasure box for everyday folks in independent repair shops. And guess what? This trend took off fast, jumped to 2024, and states like Colorado, New York, and California have joined the party. It's spreading like wildfire, igniting debates across the nation. Now, you're probably wondering, what's in it for me? Well, brace yourself because this will blow your mind. First, it's gonna save you a ton of cash. You know how manufacturers demand a small fortune for repairs? With Right to Repair, you can shop around or even roll up your sleeves and fix it yourself. It's like having a lifetime discount on everything you own. And there's more to it. This movement is a game changer for our planet. Imagine all those phones we throw away every day. 350,000 of them. That's like tossing out an entire city's worth of phones daily. Right to repair laws give your gadgets a second, third, or even fourth chance at life. It's about saving cash and saving the planet, one fixed device at a time. You'd think everyone would be celebrating, right? Wrong. Some big companies are throwing fits like toddlers who've lost their favorite toys, and it's no surprise. They're drumming up fears about safety risks and stolen secrets. But the truth is that studies show independent repair shops are just as reliable as authorized ones. So, where do we stand? We're at a crucial crossroads. On one side, manufacturers are clinging to their profits like it's the last lifeboat on the Titanic. On the other side, consumers and independent repair shops are gearing up to take action. It's a high-stakes tug of war with all of us in the middle. And as this battle unfolds, one thing is certain. The outcome will shape how we buy, use, and repair our stuff for years to come. It's not just about your phone or your car. It's about the world we want to live in. Are we going to let manufacturers keep us coming back with our tails between our legs? Or are we going to stand up, flex our consumer muscles, and take back control of our gadgets and vehicles? The choice is yours. What's your take on this? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.